The best audio experience you could ever get for your ears for fantasy football ASMR edition. How you guys doing? Oh, you're
Pretty
not,
good.
I can't hear you.
Closer. I gotta talk even closer to get this through.
There you go. I like it when you're real close.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, damn it cut out again.
Damn it. No, we're all doing pretty well over here.
Great. You want to start us off?
First game of the week, we got the Bears versus the Giants. Okay, I've had enough of that. I can't make my whisper loud enough, apparently.
It just cuts you out. Heebs sounds good, but yeah, you cut out like for the first 3 or 4 seconds every time.
Yeah, welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome back, Jim. It's been 2 weeks. There's only 1 week.
2 weeks? Yeah, it's just like a 2-week hiatus sometimes. I just can't make it just because of traveling back and forth between work.
We all appreciate you, Heebs, for jumping in and helping us out this year. I couldn't do this by myself. I don't know what I'd do if I was doing it by myself. It'd be terrible.
Just talk to yourself. Just talk to yourself for an hour.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. Some of those guys do those kinds of radio shows and podcasts where they just talk alone for like an hour.
Yeah, but they have teams that literally build them their information a lot of times, and then they have a whole write up, and they probably spend hours upon hours for each episode. I mean, I guess you probably put enough time into all the write ups too.
It's so terrible when your full-time job is watching sports and then commenting on it. This sounds just awful.
Yeah, this ain't a career for any of us. This is a side gig.
What's the base for radio? So
yeah, we all do.
Yeah, that's why we don't put the video on YouTube. Audio only podcast. I don't want to put on my suit. Okay, give me 1 second. If you want to start us off with Bears and Giants.
all right, I'll break it down. All right, so
Kyle has cats to attend to.
Get out of here.
So we got the Bears versus the Giants. So this was a interesting game. The Giants definitely had a 10-point lead at some point, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And the Bears were able to come back with a crazy run play by Caleb Williams at the end of the game where he just kind of leaked out to the left and beat the whole defense to the corner for about a 20-yard touchdown. And they win again. Another game that they kind of squeak out, but, they just kind of keep doing it. Sometimes winning ugly is better than not winning at all. So Caleb Williams, I think he had a pretty solid game. I didn't really watch this one that closely. He's kind of up and down. We all know that in his erratic play. But again, he's starting to put some wins together, despite not maybe putting up the greatest stats.
Yeah, I was going to say Caleb Williams. I got his stats here. He was 20 for 36, 220 yards, 50% completion, 1 touchdown, no picks. But he also rushed for 63 yards and a touchdown. So it's the stats aren't good, but he keeps winning, which is good, obviously. And it's the stat that matters most in the NFL is winning the game. And honestly, these games, I still don't believe in him, but he keeps getting these comeback wins. And I don't know, sports media is kind of blazing him right now. They're all about him. He's becoming a winner, he's becoming good, and this. And I'm just it's true. It's all true. And like I said, the win's the most important thing. But I'm if this was on the opposite side of all these games got lost in the last second or lost, and it's these same exact stats are getting pulled out. It's this is what he's doing. He's not good enough. He can't complete enough passes. He misses the easy ones. So it's hard for me to just say he's good. But I guess I don't really know for sure because he keeps getting. And in this game, for sure, this win was on him. That scramble he had at the end was extremely impressive. This game too, the completion percent should have been better. His receivers did have a lot of drops in this one. It was a very cold day. He throws it pretty hard, and some of his shooters were just dropping balls that they really should have caught. But I watched a good chunk of this one, and I will say, like, it's impressive the amount of sacks he avoids in the pocket. Like,
he's
really led the
really
league.
agile. Like, not just like fast. He's quick. You know, he's got some moves. He's not like someone you expect to run for like 60 yards like this every game. You know, kind of like Lamar Jackson or even the guy down in Washington. But he has just enough to surprise people. It kind of reminds me of Rodgers when he was younger, where it's just like he has just enough wheels to really punish you, but he doesn't really have enough to like rely on them as like a normal like weapon of his. But really, when it comes down to it, the passing is the more important thing. So he's got the passing down. If he could just stay consistent, he had a pass in this game in the corner of the end zone after he rolled out. That would have been the talk of Sports Center if he would have made it. So I mean, he had some passes here that, again, like you said, a couple more completions, his stats look a lot better, and people might be kind of freaking out about how good he looked in this game if that were the case. And the Giants' defense isn't nothing to scoff at. They have 3 really good pass rushers. They can get hot at any moment. So I didn't get to watch enough of it myself, so I don't want to comment it too much on Caleb for his last couple games because I haven't personally watched enough of it. But it's what you want to see. You want to see him start rolling off the wins. And the only thing is, I guess it's not really like a signature win yet. They haven't really beat a good team during this moment. They kind of squeaked out against bad teams, so that would be the other downside of it. But you can't say it's a downside.
Yeah, and my other comment was this one too. Like, I feel like Jackson Dart left the game. Russell Wilson came in, and that was kind of the end of the game for the Giants. Like, they had the 10-point lead at that point, and that's when their offense just crumbled. I think they got like one first down after Russell Wilson came in. They were just anemic. It looked pathetic. Right. I don't know if that's all on Russell Wilson. I mean, obviously he's back up now. They believe Jackson Dart's better. Jackson Dart looks better, but it might partially be on Gabe Ball too, because he's fired now. He's no longer a coach, and the backup goes in. You kind of start changing the play calls. Like, we're just going to try to not blow this lead, and you take your foot off the gas, and then you wind up blowing the lead. I mean, Packers know that story like the back of our hand. I mean, that was the whole Mike McCarthy era, and it's why he left the team. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But I mean, it's another win for the Bears. They keep racking them up. You got any Bears or Giants commentary, Heebs?
Notes that I had. It was what Caleb Williams did in the fourth quarter was impressive, but the Giants have just been notorious this year for blowing fourth quarter leads. Like, it just they're I don't know, competent football team for 3 quarters, and then they stink in the fourth quarter. I think that's why Brian Dable just lost his job. Looks like C.J. Gardner-Johnson was a pretty solid pickup for the Bears. He had 2 sacks in this game.
As long as he keeps his head on for like a couple games, he'll be good. But he's going to go nuts because he gets himself. Every team gets rid of him eventually because of.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how
he's
it goes.
Good when he plays.
Odunze had a good game. 10 targets, turned into 6 catches for 86 yards and a touchdown. I think that's his first good game in
about a month.
Yeah. Colston Loveland had 4 grabs for 55 yards. Looks like he's starting
to get more involved.
Yeah. Finally.
Took 8 weeks, but yeah, they're starting to use him more.
Yeah, I don't really have too much to add other than that. Other than Jackson Dart went out with a concussion, so I currently have one mildly healthy quarterback in Joe Flacco.
The
Super Bowl MVP.
He's been good. He's gotten like 30, 20 points every game.
He's got to do it again this week because I got no one else.
I can trade you for Trevor Lawrence if you're interested.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, should we jump into the Vikings-Ravens?
Yeah.
The other noon game. So, for the Vikings, they lose 19-27. The Vikings, they actually opened this game very well. I thought maybe the Vikings are back. Turns out they weren't, but I mean, the game started. Their defense forced a nice 3-and-out. They followed it up with a drive right down the field for a touchdown. So it looked good to the start, but I mean, they just kind of blew it after that. I mean, that opening drive, I don't know why, but like teams always have a scripted opening drive. They know all the plays beforehand. They know what they're doing. I don't know why teams don't do that for the whole game at some point. 'Cause it seems like opening drives are so effective for a lot of teams, but I digress. But yeah, JJ McCarthy, he looked terrible again. You went 20 of 42, 248 yards, 47% completion, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. There might have been a fumble in there too. I think they turned it over 4 times. I don't know who had the fumbles, but yeah, JJ McCarthy is. I mean, that's the weak link on that team. Their defense has been playing very well. Because I mean, to win 19-27 with that kind of performance from your quarterback, and honestly, I didn't write down their rushing stats, but it was non-existent from what I recall. They barely ran the ball at all. Yeah, JJ needs to get better, and I shouldn't say hopefully. Maybe he will. We've gone through it before. He's young and all that, but quite the pitiful start to his starting career.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough game. I mean, the Vikings defense is starting to get healthy, and they were pretty good against the pass last year. So maybe they're just starting to get warmed up too, to be like devil's advocate for JJ. You know, he did play pretty well against the Lions, had a couple solid plays, you know, but he's not really looking past his first read. So if you can take away his first read and provide a little bit of pressure, he's gonna have probably struggle. Most quarterbacks don't go past their first read do, and he's still too young game time wise, I think, to really get out of that. So if teams have good enough defense, they're probably going to be able to punish him until he can start progressing through his reads a little better. Vikings D has been pretty good, you know, back-to-back games against the Lions and Ravens. That's so getting healthy and pretty much, I mean, 27 points to Ravens is one thing, but like, you know, hold Lamar to the game he had, the Lions offense, basically we fired our offensive coordinator after that game against the Vikings. So that defense has been impressive. So if he can play better, I mean, the Vikings could go on a win streak here and still make the playoffs. But yeah, I think it's more JJ's. They're going to take a year off, just kind of trying to get JJ up to game speed. And yeah, if they make the playoffs, great. But I think it's more of a JJ like building year than anything.
Yeah. And I kind of thought that's what the Bears would be this year, is more of we're losing games, not pretty ones, but we're hoping for our quarterback to be good. But they've been winning games. I thought the Vikings would have been more competitive than the Bears at this point in the season.
Well, you got to remember too, like, you know, Caleb's gone through a whole season already. You know, this is still JJ's fifth game of his career. I mean, it's just he's still pretty inexperienced just with live gameplay. You get that whole extra year, and maybe he does get a little bit more consistent like Caleb is.
Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
One of the top wide receiving duos in the NFL.
Yeah. And Naylor was the one that got all the he had all the stats for
I guess Naylor's good too, yeah.
Yeah, they have a very good number 3 in Naylor. TJ Hawkinson's one of the better tight ends in the league. He's been kind of quiet this year, but when everything's going, he's been a solid option there too. Yeah, I mean, it could just be he's not very good, right? I mean, it's hard to tell. You want to give him as much leash as you can because he's young, but yeah, I mean, it's really outside of a second half against what it was the Bears that he came back and played really well. They won, and then his game against the Lions, which is really right now his only real good game, I think. And again, a lot of basic stuff in that game. The Lions didn't do a good enough job taking away his first read. He just kept running first read stuff, and then he made a couple good scramble plays, which that's what he knows. That's what he did in college. So they don't break him out of his comfort zone. He's going to probably do okay. But as soon as you get out of his comfort zone, like this game, it looks really bad. And when you have the receiving core they do, it shouldn't look that bad against anybody. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think I don't have it from last week, but I'm pretty sure his stat line was terrible last week too. It was like a 53% completion or something. I mean, it wasn't good, but he had like that rushing touchdown.
That's all I remember. Like, yeah, maybe he didn't have like the best completion percentage, but like it was a lot of times the Lions would have pressure on him, he'd make a play. So it's. I think he had a good eye test against the Lions. Maybe not statistically, but I didn't really look at the stats after it. But I'll say the eye test was good enough for me. But yeah, it was still, like I said, it was still limited though.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I mean when I was talking about Caleb earlier too. It's like when you win, a poor stat line is like it seems good, but when you lose, the poor stat line is you stink, and here's your numbers, and that's why you stink.
Yeah.
So it's kind of subjective, and there is more to it than just what your completion percentage was and your touchdowns and interceptions. Like it's never that easy.
The only thing I had,
That's my
air purifier.
Oh.
The one thing I noticed,
it doesn't like Heebs' vape thing very much.
Justin Jefferson, 12 targets, but he only 4 catches for 37.
Yeah,
touchdown.
Yeah, he dropped a touchdown, and there's also like one of JJ McCarthy's picks. I mean, it was way past. I don't think it was to Justin Jefferson, but he was in the vicinity, and he just like turns around and looks at the guy that picked it, running away. Like he doesn't chase him at all. I'm like, what? Are you just done? Are you like quitting? Are you that? Is JJ McCarthy that bad? They're just like, fuck this. Like I ain't putting in the extra effort for this schlub.
I've noticed that a little bit with him, but he's done that in the past where like he gets a little like, I don't know what the best word is, like dopey, but he gets kind of depressed. And there was questions like in his second year or something like that. Where he was having like a struggle with quarterbacks or something, so got injured, and like, oh, the losing all is like, and like, I don't know. He still kind of kept a positive attitude, but this year has been a little bit different again. It's just kind of like, is he giving full effort? I'm sure he's getting frustrated, like all these other receivers are putting up crazy stats, and this guy was like historic in his first 4 years. So yeah, stats are not everything for a player, but I'm sure that doesn't feel well, especially when you're losing.
Yeah, and it's got to suck for him too, watching Sam Darnold setting records with Jackson Smith and Jigba when you're like, fuck, that was my quarterback last year.
Yeah.
And I was the one fucking knocking on the door of records last year, and now he's over there slinging it to a different guy. Well, I got JJ McCarthy missing me by 5 yards regularly.
I mean, that could be a thing too, is like they had the quarterback, and maybe, you don't know, maybe he went to bat for Darnold too. What happens if he was the guy who's like, hey, I think we need to keep Darnold. We need to keep this thing going. I understand what you guys invested in JJ, but like I feel comfortable with Darnold, and I think we need to keep him on the team and make him the offer. Maybe they push back at it. Sometimes they don't listen to the players. There's a lot that could be going on there. I actually had some pretty fun stats though from this game. Derrick Henry has 12,127 yards in his 10 years of the NFL. Do you know he just finally beat his rushing total for high school? He had 12,124 yards in 4 years of high school. So it took him 10 years to beat his yardage total from high school in the NFL. That's insane.
Can you imagine playing that guy in high school?
Yeah.
He must just power over like 4 people. Like, yeah, nobody could tackle him. Like, you just dedicate half your team. Like, literally.
An NFL ready body, probably at like 16 years old.
Yeah. You have to have like 5 players of your 11 being like, try to tackle Derrick Henry, please, or we're going to lose the game.
Yeah.
And they probably still fail.
Oh, yeah. His stats from high school, I think, are some of the most absurd things we've ever seen. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like
that's insane. They only usually play like 10 games a season.
Yeah, it's so like 400 yards.
He averaged like 300 yards plus a game. Like, oh my God.
Everything's
what do you think the offense was? It was basically like, do you have a quarterback? It's like, no, we just snap it directly to Henry and he fucking runs. Like, we don't need a goddamn quarterback. We don't need receivers. Put an extra 2 tight ends out there for more blockers. We ain't doing anything else.
And I want to go back to one of my predictions on an earlier episode. Remember how like we're talking about the Ravens after all the injuries, and I was like, they're going to probably start like 1-5 or something. They started 1-5. They're now 1 game behind the Steelers for first place. Their next 5
in
games
their division
are against sub 500 teams, and then versus Steelers at home. I'm pretty sure they're just going to win the division again, and it looks exactly how I thought it was going to play it out. It's just that division is just in shambles.
I think Vegas has them as like double the odds of winning that division than the Steelers do, even though the Steelers have the better record.
Yeah,
by like 2 games or 3 games.
They're 1 game ahead right now.
Yeah, Baltimore's only going to get more healthy.
5-4
Yeah, and if their defense continues to improve, I mean, it can't be worse than it was at the start of the year. It seems like it's getting a little bit better.
Yeah,
but they played J.D. McCarthy this week, so I don't know. Maybe they just got lucky and ran into a good opponent.
I saw a thing today. They were their first however many games they were averaging 35 points a game that they were giving up, and now the last 3 they're only averaging 15. So they had picked somebody up, some safety.
Yeah, but you played the Dolphins, the Vikings. Who I don't know who their other third game was.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And part of that's just the strength of your opponent.
True.
So I'm curious what they do when they play another offensive team, and if their defense is actually good, or if it's good enough to take advantage of poor teams, poor offenses, I should say.
Yeah, and maybe that could be the case, but I mean, it is like I said, 3 games they've been playing pretty well. They've been putting pressure. Their secondary's healthy now, and they're starting to shut down quarterbacks, and it's kind of what they were doing. Maybe it was more like 2 years ago when they were really shutting down quarterbacks. They had like a crazy good secondary, but yeah, I would want to see them play against a top offense to really before I would crown them anyway.
Yeah, I mean, last year was kind of the same story. The defense was terrible in the first half of the year, but then the second half of the year they did kind of click and got together, and it wasn't a great defense, but it was a middle of the road defense,
serviceable,
which is good enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have Lamar Jackson as your quarterback, a middle of the road defense is good enough.
Absolutely.
To win a lot of games. Maybe not obviously not in the playoffs, but any final comments on Vikings Ravens? Sorry, Ashley.
Sorry, not sorry.
I shouldn't even say this division's wide open still. I don't know. I can't even feel that bad for the Vikings. It's not like they're like down and out. They're like 2 games back from first place.
Yeah.
It's been a really competitive year across the league. There's not a lot of teams that are pulling ahead. I mean, I think now
there's
we're
a
starting
few,
to see
I
more
think.
and more, but
yeah, like in the NFC, there's like Seattle's looking excellent. The Rams look really good. I mean, the Eagles, I don't know. We'll get into them in the Packers-Eagles matchup, but I mean, they're the defending champs right now, so you can't just say they're not good, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I'd put them on the same tier as the other 2. The Lions bounce back. We'll just jump into the Lions matchup. The Lions bounce back this week. Lions versus Commanders. Lions dominate 44-22. They got back on track. Dan Campbell taking over play calling. He put his fancy readers on the sideline. I enjoyed watching that the whole game.
Yeah,
he's just sitting there staring at the notebook. I'm like, I've never seen this before from him, but it was a good look. I liked it. What did you think as a Lions fan?
As to him taking over, or just like the look?
Well, the look. I mean, the look. I mean, obviously taking over was a good call because their offense looked much better this week.
To put in perspective, the fan base is getting pretty frustrated with the offensive play calling the last couple games. So like it was kind of like a thing that people are hearing going into the game that Dan Campbell was probably going to call plays. And then as soon as everyone saw the readers on, everyone was like, holy shit, he's locked the fuck in. He's got the readers on. So I think in that sense, it was pretty fucking cool. I think the Lions fan base as a whole was like pretty pumped about it, obviously after the success they had. But yeah, I think it's a good look for him. He should keep it going. His wife is pretty active on social media, and they always go and get coffee the next day after a game day. And like the Batistas, they're actually like know him. They say like, good game, coach, or something like that. She actually had the glasses next to the Starbucks cups to like hint towards it for the people. So all the fans ate that shit up too. So
I think there was a definite difference, I think, on offense this week with Dan calling the plays as opposed to John Morton.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'd be hard pressed to see Morton get those duties back. I think once you take them, I mean, granted it was still Washington, and but they look good.
I mean, I think there's a chance John Morton gets it back the way Dan Campbell approached it in the media. He basically said that, like, he's going and doing a, like, community approach, and everyone has a, say in it. Running backs coach, quarterback coach, receiver coach, Morton, even our offensive line coach, Fraley, he was giving input. And I think what he's doing is he's probably seeing who's going to potentially be the next offensive coordinator for next year. And I could see John Morton getting that opportunity because he even kind of said, like, I have a certain way I want a game called. And the one thing that Ben Johnson got to do is he got to see me call for half of a season before he took over. So he knew what I was expecting. So he kind of gave Morton kind of like a pass in that way. But
sure.
I would most likely say, yeah, Morton's probably gone at the end of the year. But there's a slight chance he could come back because the offense looked like it did last year for the first time since probably the Bears games this year. And it still looked different than that Bears game. Like it was the same like stuff that we saw last year with the way Dan Campbell likes to call game is set things up over like a game or over a couple of sequences. And then like you play off of different plays that you set up and eventually get those big plays. That was back. The other big thing they're doing is finally doing crossers over the middle with JMO, because if he has a step on someone over the middle, he's gone. And what happened? He had a huge game. He had over 100 yards and a touchdown again. And I think we're like some absurd thing. Like we score like 40 points a game whenever JMO goes over like 70 yards and a touchdown. Probably because the whole offense is working. Because if JMO's working, then you can't take out the underneath stuff because you can't. You have to give another safety over the top on JMO, or you're just going to get 70-yard touchdown scored on you. So all that clicking together, I think, comes from the way he calls the plays and all that, and everything kind of flowed a lot better. The offensive line looked great again. So hopefully that's what it is. Hopefully, like I said, it's not just a game against the Commanders, who've been kind of reeling this year, but their defense isn't that bad. But again, I've been hating on the Commanders a lot all year, so I can't go around saying this is like some impressive win either, especially when I don't have their starting quarterback. But it's definitely a step in the right direction for the Lions, that's for sure.
Well, Mariota actually didn't look full. I know I've got his stats here. Where the hell are they? For shit's sake. 16 of 22 for 213 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's just seeing those numbers, I'd like that out of my backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's okay. I mean, he made some kind of poor plays, like just kind of rolling out and getting himself maybe sacked or having to like throw a pass away here and there. But he made some good plays deep. I do remember one deep pass where I was just like, darn, I didn't know he had that in him. And I wasn't even mad. It was just a good play by him and the receiver. But yeah, he played okay. But I mean, there was no firepower over on that side of the field. Like the Lions kind of knew they were coasting to a win. I think by halftime, they just kind of, I don't want to say took their foot off the gas, but they were definitely letting up by halftime. And I think that's when Mariota started getting some more of those stats too.
Yeah, I think their defense was definitely playing more of the just prevent kind of thing by in the second half. Because I mean, you guys are up 21-3 at one point. I think. I mean, it was looking like an absolute blowout, and winning by 22 is a blowout. But it was ugly early, and so, I think that kind of led to some of Mariota's second half stats. Was just, we don't care if you throw it for 15 yards, you're not going to come back. You never let your foot off the gas on offense. I mean, you guys kept rolling on offense, but defense definitely seemed to shift a little bit to more of just don't let explosive plays happen. As long as they're not scoring, these 5-play explosive drives that end in touchdowns, you didn't have much to worry about at that point.
Plus, when one of Washington's defenders gets ejected in the first half for punching Amon-Ra.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to think of that because it looks like Amon-Ra actually punched him first earlier, like in front of a ref, and like nothing got called. So it sounds like
really?
they were getting
I
chirpy
didn't see
all
that.
game. Yeah, it was all over Reddit. Everyone was just like witch hunting. But I mean, it was hard to see because like the view almost looked like Amon-Ra was like pushing, but he could have hit him. But regardless, I don't think Amon-Ra is into sitting that either. But it was a pretty funny
Innocent or
video.
not,
The
you
guy
can't
just turns
just.
around and just whoa.
Yeah, well, it was after a touchdown. The play was over, like well over, and you just wind up and swing at his helmet. Like,
Yeah,
you're getting ejected from the game.
Yeah.
Like, you have to know that.
total cheap shot too. It's like, I mean,
It's-
you're a
it's-
freaking
it's
huge
one thing-
defensive lineman swatting at a receiver like that too. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's one thing when you're in the or you're in a group of guys and there's pushing and a hand hits the helmet. It's another thing to just take a swing when the play's over and people are walking away because the touchdown already happened. That's foolish. I think he got suspended for a game for doing that too, so he won't be playing next week either. Which I find the NFL's rules on that are kind of weird because like when like Jalen Carter got suspended for a game week 1 for spitting at Dak, but they ejected him from the game. So like, well, we'll count the game we ejected you from as your suspended game. It's like, okay, I guess that's fair. But this guy, he misses half a game, so he has to miss a game and a half now. So he got ejected mid-game, suspended 1 game, so a game and a half. Like, okay, so you missed a game and a half.
Back week 2 though. He was back week 3, I thought. So he missed game 2. Or no, he got ejected just right away at the game. Okay, I see. Never mind.
Yeah.
You're right.
He only missed week 1, then the NFL's like, we're suspending him a game, but we're counting his ejected game as a game served. So they didn't.
I kind of see their logic because like he didn't even like really start a play yet, right? It was like before, so that would be like a 2-game suspension then. So I kind of agree with that a little bit, but I see what you're saying too. It does seem kind of inconsistent because like, what is it, a half game or a full game? Like, okay, he should just get a half game then, because then that's not really fair. But yeah, that's a tough one.
It's a hard thing to rule on, but yeah, I mean the Lions did what any Lions fan would want, which is hopefully just you and nobody else listening. I mean, they lost last week. They got beat by a team that obviously you feel like you're better than them. So they came out this week and they just kind of laid down the law. Scored 44 points, doubled your opponent's score. And bad team or not bad team, whatever. I mean, you whoop their ass. That's what you want to do coming off a bad week. So yeah, props to the Lions. They looked good this week. Bounce back to form. Any closing comments on Lions Commanders?
Hell of a game for Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gibbs and Monty. I didn't read it, but yeah, 213 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground between the two of them. Most, I think, like 3/4, 2/3, something was Gibbs. But I mean, they got their ground game going.
And this is what we saw last year. So if it is play calling, it sure seems like it after 1 game, but like the running just seemed to work. That was my big concern going into the last couple of weeks, was that the running game just was not getting going. This is the first good rushing effort. And the run plays definitely looked a little bit different. They looked like last year's run plays, where this year it's been a lot of just up the middle, not as much creativity. So hopefully that all kind of keeps proving to be it was a play caller issue, but I hate to, pin everything on a play caller. I don't feel like calling plays in the NFL is really that difficult. So, but maybe that's what the Lions need this season.
Well, apparently it is difficult because we'll get into the Packers-Eagles.
Oh, I was the only other note I had on Lions Commanders was Treylon Burks led the Commanders in receiving. I got to be honest, I didn't know that guy was still even in the league, but Washington has like no one else to throw the ball to. They have Debo, and that's it.
Debo is Terry McLaurin hurt again?
Yeah.
Terry got hurt after the first game he came back. Or no, he was back for 2 games, and he got.
And Luke McCaffrey got hurt in that game too, didn't he?
McCaffrey missed the whole game.
Oh, he missed the game. Okay,
but yeah, they were. And Noah Brown also missed that game, so they were without their top 3 wideouts
and their quarterback
and their starting quarterback.
Honestly, 22 points given that situation.
Yeah,
seems a little more respectable, but
at least at least got a decent backup in Mariota. I mean, he could do a lot worse.
Fun thing about Traylon Burks, one of my favorite NFL stories of any player. Traylon Burks hunts wild boars with his own hands, and he kills them with a knife. Yeah.
What?
Somewhere in Arkansas. Yeah, go read about it. He just like hunts wild boars with his bare hands.
Well, that's where he went to college, so okay.
Yeah, he's kind of a badass. I don't know. Wild boars can like mess you up, man. That guy's going out there with his bare hands. That's just a knife, taking him on. Didn't translate to the football field, but hey, he's really good in the wild boar pick'em league.
He could hide in the sidelines and
shiv
a guy. I guess if he needs to.
He's the guy you want to find. Can wrestle animals.
Really good in my fantasy football points per wild boar kill league.
Yeah.
Be the number 1 pick.
But yeah. Anyways, I felt like the poor play calling comment was a perfect transition to the Packers Eagles.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. So yeah, Packers versus Eagles. Packers lose 7-10. Fucking pathetic. I mean, this is the exact opposite of what the Lions did, bouncing off of an embarrassing loss. We come in and embarrass ourselves further, rather than be like, hey, let's establish that we're still a good team. Let's remind everyone that we're a playoff contender. We did the exact opposite. We're like, hey, I know we're pretty low right now, but can we sink a little lower? Can we embarrass ourselves a little more? Can we look a little shittier? That's what they did. I mean, I don't know what else to say. The game was terrible. Not a single point in the first half. They mentioned it on the broadcast, but I think it was the first time in 2 years that no team has scored in the first half. And then in the third quarter, we finally got a field goal, the only point in the third quarter, and then both teams had a touchdown in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, the Packers, dude. Like, I am the Packers. I'm still a Packers optimist. Like, I'm still optimistic about this team. I'll always be. Like, you're never gonna convince me this team's that good. And it's getting harder to be the Packers optimist. To be perfectly honest, it's getting more difficult every week. But like, there are some things that like the defense is fantastic. This is a playoff / Super Bowl caliber defense. Like, we're not allowing many points. And but that almost makes it worse because, like, dude, offense, just anything. The games we've lost this year, they scored 10 points, 13 points, and 16 points. And we lost all those games. Like, you couldn't score 11 points this week. You couldn't score 17 points you couldn't score 14 points against the Browns. Like, the offense, I really don't know. It's pitiful. It's unexcusable. Jordan Love played terrible this game. I mean, it's hard to defend what he did in this one. I always try to, but I don't even have a defense for him in this one. Like, there were some bad drops. That's all I can really say. But like, and then the play calling was just bad. And it's like LaFleur was known as like, like a very creative offensive coach. And he was doing that for most of his career as a Packer. And just like, how is the offense so just bland and predictable now? Like, it doesn't make any sense how did Matt LaFleur go from like a great offensive coach to just one of the worst offensive coaches in the league? Like, the last play of the game where we lined up in shotgun to run the ball, the defense called out the play. They knew exactly what we were doing. They knew exactly what was happening.
This way, like, they were.
The defense is like inside zone. They're yelling at. It's like, how they know the fucking play. Matt LaFleur called a timeout. You had one left.
Their broadcast is saying the same thing. He's like, why aren't they calling a timeout? They clearly know the play. They know the play. They need to call a timeout. From what I know, is that offense that they coach, or like the LaFleur offense, they're not allowed really to make audibles there. That was something that was given to Rodgers because of his, legacy, really. and he didn't want to have like a pissing match with Rodgers when he got there. But they ran the play that was called, but at the same time, like, why don't they let their quarterbacks make more audibles and stuff there? It's kind of a functionality of the offense. I think it's part of the reason why you get really good production of Garoppolo, Purdy, and Jones, because they kind of keep them in structure. But at the same time, I think it runs into problems like that. So I don't know who that's to blame. I'm gonna assume more LaFleur, because like, what is Lowe supposed to do if he can't audible? But yeah, that was a really strange one, especially a 2 timeouts in your pocket.
But also, why make that call in the first place? Like, clearly everyone on the defense knew that's what was happening. So why even make the call? Like, the announcers knew it, plenty of people in the stands knew it, analysts knew it, the defense knew it, the defense coordinator knew it. Like, everyone knew what was happening. So why is that call even in place to begin with? Like, if everyone knows that's what's happening, it's a bad call. Like, how do you not have something more creative for that? A 4th and 1 or a 4th and whatever, 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, whatever it was. I mean, I think it was a 1, but it's a got to have it play at the end of the game. How do you not have something more creative than that in your bag? Like, you have to have something better than that to call in that situation. Like, he's used all his plays. All his plays are gone. All his creativity is gone. It's all been spent already. Nothing more in the bag. It makes no sense.
I mean, at a minimum, you show the look and then you call the timeout. I feel like that's a pretty common thing teams do there, is they show the obvious play, see how the defense is going to come out, and then okay, now it's audible to what we think we want to play off of that.
Well, in the situation, call the obvious, give the obvious formation so they think you're going to do that, and then do something else. Right, to do exactly what everyone knows you're going to do it's crazy. It doesn't. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And I can't believe Matt LaFleur is just. I can't wrap my head around how he's just become such a predictable bleh coach. Like, did he just lose it all, or is it just like a function of? I don't know. I can't. I just can't fathom that, like, he's gotten this bad. Like, I feel like someone's got to be unlucky, or
it's talent.
I don't think Jordan. I don't think Matt LaFleur trusts the pass game. It certainly doesn't seem like it.
Well, he shouldn't. I mean, there's other situations here too. Like, there was a 4th down, got to have it, and we threw the ball to Bo fucking Melton. Bo Melton. He was a cornerback last week because he wasn't good enough to be a receiver this year, and they're like, "Well, you're a receiver again. 4th and got to have it. Let's throw it to Bo Melton."
Like a cornerback too.
I know. It just bounces off his chest and goes up in the air. It's like, good catch, dude. Jordan Love could not have thrown that one better.
Last week, so that was a pretty. I mean, in the NFL, that's a easy catch. That's a routine play in the NFL.
Well, not for Bo Melton. I mean, part of it too was, I mean, at that point in the game, we had to play Bo Melton. Like, we didn't have receivers left.
And that's it. I think it's just
Christian Watson was in, but he's probably double or triple coverage. So, like, he's your only player left because Dobbs got hurt. Yeah, I mean, there was just we're down to the backups of backups. I mean, we're pulling cornerbacks to make them play wide receiver in this game, and that's not good.
And you lost like your focal point of the passing game. Like, Crouch is gone. I mean, you basically pulled out the most explosive part of the offense, and you already have other injuries to your receiving core, which was already, in my opinion, was one of the worst ones in the league. I still don't understand why people thought the Packers receiving core was that great going into the season. Like, I know it was like, oh, it's got a lot of depth. Like, I just thought it was just a lot of mid players. And I think you have that on top of the injuries, and now you're at like the scrap bin for players. So you can't play offense, at least not competitively, with that type of receiving core with all those injuries. It's just, I can't really even hate on Love completely for this game because of what's going on around him. And don't you have a bunch of offensive linemen injured too?
Well, we lost our center in this one. I think he's the only starter that's not playing now.
I don't think there's a lot of talent on that offensive line.
I mean, the offensive line is bad. Yeah. They're bad. I mean, Jordan Love was pressured on, I think, like 45% of his dropbacks. Like, every other time he drops back, he's pressured, which means you only get one read, maybe two, if you can dodge a guy. But you got to dodge a guy and make the read, which is not easy. And
Look at Josh Jacobs, the yards per carry this year. It's under 4.
Well, but that's run blocking, and they're even worse at that than they are pass blocking. Like, I'd say they're like okay at pass blocking at this point, but run blocking is worse.
Like, I don't know like PFF rankings or anything like that, but I would bet like Green Bay's offensive line has to be in the bottom third of the league.
I mean,
they're just not good.
But and that's it. Like, you just talked about the whole receiving core, the offensive line. I mean, yeah, you can say Lovett played bad, but like everything around him has been poor the last couple games.
Our receiving core is just decimated. Like, part of it is it'd be nice if we didn't have to rely on Bo Melton and Malik Heath to be the receivers that are in the game. But I mean, that's what we were. I mean, Golden's hurt, Jaden Reed's hurt, Kraft is hurt, Christian Watson's actually in, Dubs is hurt. Like, I mean, you're down your top. I mean, I think Christian Watson's good. I don't think he's like a yards after the catch guy, but I think he's fast enough and big enough. He makes some good play. I mean, he makes good plays. This game, he made a terrible fucking dumbass fucking play when it's like, I don't know if he lost. It was early on, but they threw a deep shot to him, and I don't know if he lost track of the ball or what. But he looks and he turns around and he decides to be a defender to try to break up the pass, and the ball bounced off the back of his helmet. It's like, you had the position, you were in front of the guy. Jordan Love put it in an easy spot to catch, and you just turned around and looked at the defender and like threw your hands up to like break it up. I don't understand what he was doing there, but more often than not, I think Christian Watson's been pretty good. But I think Jaden Reed's really the only other pass catcher on the team that can do something after he gets the ball. Like, everyone else is just like Wicks was all right in this game. I think he had one bad drop, but he can catch it. But once he catches it, he's gonna get tackled by the first guy who sees him. Like, he's never getting.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of after the catch play. I know.
Yeah. And Jaden Reed does. So maybe when he comes back, it opens up a little more. But
see, Reed is like more like a complementary like piece, though. I think he needs to have like other things flowing around him to be like as effective, because he's like a space guy, right? Like, he needs space to operate. So when you have Kraft in, that's great, because Kraft can really pull attention away. So I don't know how good he's going to be without having another like dominant offensive player around. Maybe if you get Jacobs going and then you have the run game that you can play off of, but you need something to play off, I think, for him. I think that's the one downside of Reed. It's like, yeah, he's really explosive. He's a great player now, but he kind of needs like the perfect situation to really work in. And I don't know if the Packers situation can really take advantage of more of like a trick play. He's not a trick play guy, but more of a gadgety player. I hate to say it because he's a good player, but it makes it sound like I'm hating on him, which I'm not trying to do. It just, he needs the right situation to really be productive.
Also, I think at some point we just need to, I mean, I know he's hurt right now, but I feel like we need to try to use Matthew Golden. None of this, like, he gets 2 targets a game, he's in for 2 plays, he's out for 2 plays. Like, just put him in the damn game. Try to feature him.
They don't trust him.
If you got something.
I don't know if he's been good enough, and that's
we don't trust him. I don't think it's even that. I think the Floors' strategy of we don't want a wide receiver one is becoming a failed strategy. No other team does this. No successful team does what we're doing. So at some point you got to be like, maybe we should try to like have a set of guys and roll them out there every fucking play. Like, have your number 1, have your number 2, have your number 3, and you can rotate out a couple of guys here and there, but don't be like every play is made for a different guy. This plays for this guy. This plays for this guy. This plays for this guy. Got to get Xavier Williamson involved because, you know, we took him in the 3rd round this year and he's a rookie and we got to get him involved. It's like, you don't have to get him involved. He can be on the bench. He can be a backup for when someone gets hurt, which everyone is right now. Granted.
So that's the thing. All that is because of the injuries, right? I mean, they can't really do what you're asking them to do until they get healthy.
True.
It's a tough situation to be in. I mean, it really is. You can't even say it's a play calling thing. It's players playing bad. It's just there's not a lot of talent right now due to injuries, and maybe there wasn't a lot of talent there to begin with. Like, you know, that's where I kind of come from. But with the injuries, it's just that's a hard offense to watch. It's a hard team to watch right now with the injuries.
And I know, but it's like offense doesn't need to be good. It needs to be average. and we'd have one tie in the season if our offense was average. We had no losses if our offense was average, but our offense is way below average. And also, like, just the start of these games every week, even last week when we looked good against the Steelers, like, the start of the game is just we come out and we fucking fall on our face. Every week, we never score on the opening drive. We fucking score barely any points in the first half. Any week we win, it's because we, like, do something in the second, outside of, like, week 1 and 2, which is, like, ancient history at this point.
Yeah.
But it's like every week we come out and it's like, dude, where's the plan? What are we doing? How do we come out and look like just so pathetic on our opening drive every fucking week? It's like 3-and-out, punt it. Oh, we got a first down this time. Hey, nice. Let's punt it after that, though, because we can't do anything on offense any week. It's just.
I've seen a lot of games like this from Matthew Stafford back in the day, and I'm pretty sure I've said a lot of the same things because it's just he was like a great quarterback in a terrible situation, had just nothing around him, and it's too hard to play in that situation. They just need to get healthy. It could just be a situation the Packers just too injured on offense.
Yeah.
Do you have like
I said,
receivers coming back? Like Reed should be coming back soon.
Reed said he might be back for the Lions game. But yeah, I mean, late November, December is when he's scheduled to come back. Golden, I don't really know. I mean, he's week to week, so he can come back any week, which is good. I mean, Christian Watson's back and he's healthy, which is good. Wicks is healthy, but I mean, I think those are the four. Like, those are the four you want. And Dobbs, I don't know what happened. Dobbs hurt his chest, and I haven't heard an update yet. So I guess that's
probably the worst one because he's like the consistency guy. Like that's the guy that Love needs, I think, just to have like, okay, I need a first down. I have Dobbs, and not having that guy, especially if I'm having Kraft, is a hard thing to come around because these quarterbacks rely on timing precision, and that's the guy that is your timing precision guy. He's your chain mover.
And you trust him to catch the ball. It's pretty big. But yeah, I mean, it's just I'm not giving up on the Packers, but I mean, come on. You get embarrassed by the Panthers, and then you go up again. And I guess, like, honestly, like, if this game was in isolation, like, we lost by 3 to the defending champs. That's not bad. Like, you kind of be like, all right, 3-point loss to the defending champs. That's not a bad game. You know, in isolation, that doesn't look bad. Especially when you got the Eagles who have, like, they beat the Chiefs this year. They beat the Rams this year. Like, they've beaten really good teams this year. And it's like, all right, we only lost by 3. We kept it competitive the whole time. It was never more than a 1-score game.
They only gave up 10 points.
You only gave up 10 points to them. And like 2 weeks ago, or 2 games ago, I guess, for the Eagles. And the Eagles are coming off a bye, and we just shut down their offense. And 2 games ago for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts was slinging it. Looked like a fucking MVP caliber quarterback. 1 game ago for the Eagles, Saquon Barkley was going buck wild for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, there's all these things with the Eagles, and it's like, you shut it down. Didn't have to worry about it. Coming off a bye, they did nothing agained us.
Defense is good. It's really good.
Offense, dude. It's so
need
so
some healthy players in offense.
I feel like this is bizarro world because for years, the whole Mike McCarthy era after the Super Bowl win, it was we always had the offense, but we never had the defense, and now we have the defense, but the offense is no.
At least we're consistent in having the worst special teams in the league every year. That's one thing we keep true to.
It's on my notes again. They kept the wrong kicker. Haverson should still be kicking.
Harrison might have made that 63-yarder at the end of the game.
Yeah,
he made a 61-yarder in his last game. And
is LaFleur's on if they lose and don't make the playoffs?
No. No.
Oh, for next year,
they have to not make the playoffs.
If they don't make the playoffs, it's definitely on the line. I don't know if I'd be for it or against it, to be perfectly honest, but.
If Green Bay does not make the playoffs and it's due to the offense being terrible, I think keep LaFleur as head coach, but bring in a real offensive coordinator. Maybe Mike McDaniel gets fired.
I don't think he'll.
From the Dolphins.
I think he would want to be fired or he'd quit. I don't think you could get him to get rid of the play calling duties.
Well, then then fucking put Hafley as the head coach and bring in an offense coordinator then. Because I don't know, like, it stinks.
This is the year Love really needed to show something. That's why I thought they needed to find like a better receiver. I think Kraft really proved to be better than pretty much anyone expected, which helped. but they still don't have like that receiver. I don't think you could ever really accurately like determine what Love is. And this season's probably gone about as worse as it could the last couple games to really understand now like what you have in Love. And I feel like that's really hard to go into the offseason if you guys don't make the playoffs with a $55 million a year or whatever he's getting paid a year quarterback and no first round picks for a couple of years. That's a bad position to be in.
And our 2028 first round pick is like locked up too because of the deal we made with the Cowboys, which wasn't announced right away, but it's like generally we can't do anything with our 2028 first because we're not because if we do trade Parsons away to an NFC East team, we would lose our 2028 first round pick. So it's definitely locked. Pill. Yeah. So it's a locked pick. Pill. Yeah. You know, not that I think annoying. We would have, but it also gives you even less room to like make a trade. Not that I say we should trade away our 2028 first round pick.
Well, it's going to make it hard to find like an actual like number one receiver for Love. I think you need that. I really think so. I don't know. He needs something else around him to help him.
Look at Green Bay's receivers. None of them lit the world on fire their first couple of years. None of them. Jordy, Devontae. I mean, they weren't great their first couple of years.
Yeah, these guys have been
I don't know.
Like 3-4 years now. Most of these guys.
No, I'm talking more Golden and Savion.
Oh, yeah, I think. Yeah, Golden. I don't think you can write off after 1 year. It's a disappointment that he's not getting enough playing time. How many snaps is he getting? Do you know? Is he like getting like half the snaps? Like
no, I have not looked up any snap counts or anything like that.
Because that's when you have a lot of injuries like this. If you're like high draft pick rookie isn't getting playing time, that's a concern, like a huge red flag. And I don't know if he's out there, he's just not getting open. I don't pay enough attention to that, so I wouldn't know. We're just curious.
I'm not. I would not be a good one to add for that either. I don't know. It's just Green Bay's defense will keep them in every game this year. It's just nothing but question marks on the offense. It's just ugh.
Yeah, it's going to be that. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of ugly games. Every game, you guys, at least until the offense gets healthy, it's going to be ugly like this for a while, I think. Because you're just not going to be able to put up points. And then the defense is going to probably keep people under 20 points all season. Because, again, you guys have one of the best defenses in the league right now.
Honestly, whatever Green Bay is going to have to do in the draft the next couple of years in the second round, you figure it probably should be offensive line. Because if you can fix that.
Well, I mean, these losses too. Like we've lost by 3 points, 3 points, and 3 points.
Yeah,
like it's just brutal. Yeah, I think every single one of those games is a missed kick too, which is just.
Yeah, don't like a lot of your losses. It's like only like 40 points between like 3 losses, like what you let up. So it's like you're not even like,
39.
Yeah,
39.
It's like some ridiculous.
We lost 10 points, 13 points, and 16 points. Those are our losses. Those were the winning scores.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the Lions.
The real outliers, the Cowboys game.
I think our worst game of the season against the Packers was just 16 points. We'd be pretty much undefeated during that stretch. So, like, yeah, that just shows you how like little offensive output you guys have had.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just the Cowboys game throws everything weird because our defense gave up 40 points, and our offense scored 40 points. Like they looked good 1 week.
That whole game,
and our
was
offense
just
looked,
like on
and our
cocaine.
defense looked terrible 1 week, which of course had to coincide. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've seen good things from the Packers, so I just can't write them off. But I mean, we're in 7th place in the NFC now, 3rd place in the division. The standings, I don't even want to say it out loud. We all know what they are. Vikings are in last. I'm just leave it at that.
Hey, we're still in 1st. Thanks, babe.
I just don't want to say the other team that's above us.
Is that too hard to admit?
That's hard to accept. Yes, that is very hard to accept.
I don't think
It's
that
only
would
temporary.
I do think you're
only
still
temporary.
better than them, but we'll see.
Yes. We will.
But I mean,
slap the piss out of the Bears.
The Packers are in a predicament here. I mean, we get the Giants. We're kind of in like must-win games now. Like, we're really putting the playoffs on the line at this point. Like, it's one thing to lose to the Eagles. I can deal with that loss. Like I said, it's a 3-point loss to the defending champs. But like, the fact that you blew it to the Browns and you blew it to the Panthers, like, you put yourself in a real fucking pickle here with Packers. Like, the division ain't going to be easy. NFC has a lot of good teams. Like, I still think we'll make the playoffs, but like, there's a legit chance we miss the playoffs now because of all this. Like,
Yeah.
the division's going to be hard to win. We got to beat the Lions on Thanksgiving if we want to win the division. That's like literally the only shot we have at it.
I think the Lions are
And,
going to win the division by about
that game could have that game could have not mattered if we would have just fucking beat the Browns and the Panthers. It wouldn't even matter. The Lions could have beat us. We're like, whatever. It's 1-1 with you, and as long as we beat the rest of the division, we win the division. It doesn't matter, and that's gone. The Bears, like, I don't think the Bears can keep it up. I don't think the Bears are going to win a bunch of division games, but maybe they do keep fucking finding ways to win every week. The Vikings, I want to say, are done for, but I've said that before, and then they come back and they beat the Lions, and it's like, I don't know, maybe the Vikings
could be better than the Packers if like JJ gets it going. Like, they at least have a healthy offense, and their defense is not much worse than the Packers.
Yeah, but
you guys could be fourth. You could. I'm just saying, there's a path. Like, you guys are not much.
There is a path.
You're not
there is a path
to the Vikings.
There is a path to losing the division. Yes, being last place in the division, and yeah, that's just that's a great shame. Whatever. We'll move on. We'll move on to the NFC North. I don't know if this.
Great times.
I don't know. Yeah. It really sucks.
Also,
I said it before, and I'll say it again.
Also,
it sucks we started this podcast right when the Lions got good.
Also,
it could have been a decade of me getting shit on your team.
Like, now
we started right when you get shit on my team.
Now would be a good time to point out that Jim finally makes it after the Lions win this week, and he wins in fantasy. Then he shows up for the podcast after sucking shit with the Lions the last 2 weeks.
I missed week 1 too, which is probably the best one for you guys to have me on for. I don't remember why I missed it, but I did make it. I felt bad for not being there for that one, though. I thought that was we lost a little bit of like a fun time for you guys.
Yeah, we talked about it last episode. I was like, I think Jim has missed every week when the Lions lose.
Yes,
he's
never
here.
It has gone that way. Yeah, they always lose on the week.
Mysteriously, so suspiciously.
Hey, I've held. I've been saying the whole time that even over the losses and like the Packers looking really good, that this is how I felt the season was going to go. I haven't changed the way I've looked at the teams much. I gave the Packers a little bit more, in the beginning of the year. I was like, okay, I think they're a little better than I thought. I thought the Vikings were a little worse than I thought, and I thought the Bears were a little better than I thought. But I still feel like the division's going to pretty much unfold the way I expected.
I still believe Packers just put a little something together on offense. You have to be capable. We've seen it in the past. You have to be able to do it. We've seen.
LaFleur needs to make some serious changes. But that Kraft going down, I think, was disastrous.
It's brutal, but I mean, I don't know.
One player shouldn't be your whole offense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was starting to seem like it.
I mean, it was.
I mean, I guess if Amon-Ra goes down, what happens to your passing offense? Like,
still got Jameson
takes
Williams.
a pretty huge hit. Yeah, but Jameson Williams ain't Amon-Ra.
He could be.
Think so?
Khalif Raymond's actually not like a terrible replacement for Amon-Ra. And then we'd get put Tesla on the outside. We would change up how we play offense. I don't know. I mean, yeah, obviously that'd be hard.
You have the rushing attack to back it up. Green Bay does not right now.
I mean, we've lost them for a couple games, and it's definitely they've done their best to keep the team afloat, but it looks different.
Yeah.
It is definitely different with Jameson Williams on the field as opposed to without.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the NFC North. Other games, I only wrote down one just because the Dolphins beat the Bills, which is just, I don't know, funny. I don't know how that happens. Like the Bills are rolling off hot after beating the Chiefs, feeling like king shit. And it's like, all right, let's go play our little brother divisional opponent, and they got stopped. It wasn't even they got beat. They got their asses whooped. It wasn't like a close game and Dolphins squeak it out at the end. It's like, dude, you got your asses kicked from start to finish.
This had trap game written all over it because they just come off, like Kyle said, they just come off that big win against the Chiefs, and they've got Tampa. They host the Bucks next week. So I kind of wonder if there was, I don't know, just
never underestimate
just a mental lapse the whole game.
The guys that see you 2 times a year, it doesn't matter how like under, man they are. They still know how you play. They know you better than anybody. Those teams always do this to each other, Like even like the Lions losing to the Vikings last week. Everyone thought the Lions were just going to roll over them, which, yeah, I thought so too. But trust me, I'm in the back of my head like that's a division game. You never know what's going to happen in division games. Never rule out the division opponent.
Yeah.
I just had some notes on this one.
Well, first of all, the Green Bay loss didn't make me feel so bad because it's nice to know that Buffalo can throw us some stinkers too.
That's 1, not 3. That's the difference. I mean, I guess.
Well, this is not Buffalo's only bad loss this year. So
yeah, that's I don't know. So they lost to the Patriots. They look fucking good. Buffalo almost. They looked like they were competing against the Saints at one point too. So I mean, I don't know. That's like
Buffalo is not as good this year as they've been in years past. So I'm not surprised.
But still, like a perennial Super Bowl contender, like you can drop games any given week. You can drop a game. Like shit cannot go your way and you lose. That's the NFL, and that's why everyone loves the NFL. Like the girl's favorite can just things can go wrong and you lose, and it's a 1-game matchup. There's no best of 3.
Teams are a lot closer in talent than people like to admit. Like everyone thinks, one player is this big deal. Almost when you look at Vegas odds, unless it's a starting quarterback, if any like big name players out, it does not change like the odds on the games like at all. The only players that do are quarterbacks, and it's very little. So it's a team game, and it just there's so much that goes into it. Coaching is so much more important than people think. Individual players are not as important as people think. There is definitely a level of talent. Generally, the best teams are the teams with the best contracts. So, I actually have another cool thing. I thought, the Bengals are 1-4 when scoring 38 points in the last 2 years, and then the other 31 NFL teams are a combined 62-4-2. They literally have the same amount of losses as the field, 38 plus point losses. So yeah, another fun stat I found. Here's another one for you guys. It's a little more negative. Aiden Hutchinson has 4 forced fumbles on the season. The Packers' entire defense has 3.
And one of them was this last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's another problem with the Packers. Turnovers. We are way down on the turnover differential. Like, they just don't happen for us.
Yeah, but it hasn't mattered.
I mean, the defense is fantastic, and that's another reason I'm still kind of optimistic. Like, I feel like we have to regress to the mean at some point. Like, there have to be turnover. They have to happen. They just have to.
I guess the only negative in that respect is that if you're forcing a lot of punts, you're probably not setting your offense up great.
Punt's kind of a turnover, I guess, but I mean, you're getting
also you're not forcing teams to have to like pass. Like a lot of times, big turnovers. Like the Lions get a lot of turnovers because we put up a lot of points. So other teams are pushed into passing game plans really early in the game. The Lions can feast off it. It's why our secondary is built up the way it is. Like we want really good playmakers on the defensive side. Like that's all they wanted. Everyone that we have is like great hands, good playmaker. Because that's how they want their offense working. Their defense working is to take advantage of the offense putting up like 30, 40 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, and that works. If you know your offense can score a lot of points, you know the defense, you know the opposing team's going to be, they have to take shots. And that's what you get your opportunities, and that does not really happen to the Packers. Especially, and Packers have a very good pass rush too. So like quarterbacks aren't generally holding it for long, so they're generally taking the intermediary shit. And our quarterbacks haven't been fantastic at stopping that.
That's the other thing too. You guys don't really have like the best secondary, so I wonder if you're maybe they're just not risk takers because of that. You know, a lot of times like it's kind of funny. You're either like really good or really bad if you're a cornerback that gets a lot of interceptions, right? Because like you're either making bad calls a lot and you're just getting a lot of picks because you're just making those decisions a lot, or you're just when to do it and you're making that pick, or you're just a guy who's like on like the Packers, they might tell them don't go for anything like that. They know that they can't really play that type of game. Maybe they just want to play a stifling defense instead. They're not trying to make plays. They just want you to be in the right place at the right time. If the ball ends up coming to you, great. But yeah, you're not going to sit there. The Lions, they play a lot more roaming in their secondary too. Like Brian Banch is allowed to kind of make decisions on his own. Be like, okay, I'm going to jump this route. Some defenses don't let players do that.
I think our safeties are allowed to do that. Corners not so much. But I mean, I don't think the corners are told, don't do anything stupid. Try to cover your guy and let the pass rush get home. I mean, I think that's the game plan for the Packers, which it makes sense. And their defense has been good, but that doesn't generate the turnovers unless you get strip sacks or you get a lucky punch out on Jalen Hurts. But yeah, I still think like that has to regress a little bit. Like our turnovers, it's been pitiful this season. But I don't have any other NFL games written down. I don't know if you guys have any other ones that caught your eye this week, but
I did actually. A couple other games I wanted to mention. First one I wanted to mention was because it was the fab bet for the week. Jets and Browns.
Oh yeah.
Jets win again.
100 yards of offense.
Yeah.
And they win the game.
Yeah.
Justin Fields had 54 yards passing, 42 of which were a screen pass to Breece Hall for 42 yards for the go-ahead touchdown for the game. And I don't know if anybody saw that. Justin Fields got just annihilated on this throw. So just some fun stats for the game. So take away the 42-yard touchdown that Breece Hall did all the work for. Justin Fields had 12 passing yards. Mason Taylor and Isaiah Williams each had one catch for 4 yards. Newly acquired John Mechie had one catch for 3 yards. Isaiah Davis had one catch for 1 yard. And backup tight end Jeremy Ruckert had one catch for 0 yards. Justin Fields sucks.
I mean,
yet they still somehow won the game because it's the Browns. But no, I said it. I said they traded all their guys. I said that the locker room's gonna be fired up. They're gonna beat the Browns.
I feel like that's not how you get a locker room. Locker room gets fired up when you fire a shitty coach or bench a shitty quarterback. Like trading away your good players, like unless the locker room hated those players, which doesn't seem to be the case.
I don't know. You never know.
It was more of you traded away your good players.
I felt good about it. Motivation. God damn it, it worked.
If those guys are already cashing out, they're like, okay, this season's done. You bring up, their backup who's like, hey, this is my chance to prove myself. There's probably a more effort, from some of these players. And then that brings up, if they're going in, then their role gets replaced by someone too. So that person's also going to be more motivated to try to prove. So it's kind of like, it could be like an Ewing effect where Patrick Ewing, when he left the Knicks, they actually had like a better record like the following year and almost made like the championship. And everyone was like, wait, they have no good players on their team. They had Patrick Ewing. But it was everyone, rose up after he left.
Ewing theory.
It's a legitimate thing. It's about sports.
Yeah, it's a real thing now. Yeah, Bill Simmons coined the Ewing theory.
Stafford kind of had that with Kelvin. Once Kelvin left, he was a better quarterback once he didn't rely on Kelvin as much. He had Golden Tate and Marvin Jones, and I think that's really when he started to ascend as a player.
It could be the coach too, being like, hey, we're selling off this year. we got a lot of first round picks next year / the year after. Like we cashed in on these guys. I need to see who wants to play next year. I want to see who wants to play for me next year, because if you half-ass it now, we're gonna let you go. We ain't gonna re-sign your contract. I want to see who wants to stick around and try to build something. If you can get everyone to believe in it and roll into next year, having them all playing hard and have an extra first round pick and put something together, and you're gonna have some high first round picks, because I don't think they're gonna win too many games, but they could do something. So they might have that motivation of, hey, who wants to stick around next year and see what we can do as the Jets, which that's a hard sell, but
you look at the two guys that they dumped, Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. I mean, they were both coming up on pretty massive paydays. So I think it was one of those where
you clean the books too.
We really don't see us having to pay league premium for these two players. Let's try to cash it now while we can. And everything I've seen, they got a pretty good haul for those guys. So
I think what they did is really smart. I think any team in their position should do that. I think a lot of these teams, they keep players because the owners or something. There's a financial side to it too. Sometimes there's the reason Tim Tebow was even in the NFL was for financial reasons. Like that guy should have been drafted. But that's just the way these things work.
Motherfucker want a playoff game, man. Don't eat on Tebow.
It worked once. But I'm just saying, if you have the opportunity to accumulate those many picks, just blow it up. It's kind of what the Lions did. They didn't have as many players to trade. They just had Stafford, but they blew up year one. They didn't try to win. It was all about accumulating resources for the second, third, and now fifth year. That's what they should do.
Well, they also, at this point now, the Jets have to realize that they don't have a quarterback right now. So they can also
have. Yeah, but they'll have a high first round pick. I mean, and you can sign one of these, journeyman quarterbacks to your team, and if you can build everything else around them, it'll work, and you can be competent. And you can kind of wait and see what you can get in quarterback. But I mean, like you said too, they kind of cleared their ledger. So they have the money now in the offseason to be like, hey, and they have picks to trade too now. If they want to, it'd be like, hey, can I get this guy? Can I get this guy? Can I get this guy? Like they really open up their options for next year. I mean, this year is obviously toast. Clearly.
Supposedly the 2027 draft, where they're going to have some draft capital building up, and they'll probably get more by this time or by the time that draft goes. That's supposed to be one of those next really good drafts. Every couple of years you get one of those absurd drafts. That one's supposed to be, building up to that. Who knows by the time that day comes, but it sounds like there's gonna be multiple quarterbacks, some top end talent that defense. It's gonna be a stacked draft.
Yeah, I mean you can get these backup starting capable quarterbacks for dirt cheap, and just running with that. I don't think Justin Fields is that, based on what I've seen in his career. But I don't want to blame him on putting it on him this season, because I think the Jets there's a curse going on right now. Maybe they'll break it, but Rodgers sucked as a Jet. Fucking Sam Darnold
sucked as a Steeler too. He hasn't really been that good since leaving the back.
He's been okay. I mean, he's been for a 42-year-old. I'd say
I've got notes on the Steelers game.
Let's get into the Steelers then. I don't know.
All right, we'll segue into the Steelers.
The Steelers are weird this year. They have an impressive game, then they get embarrassed, and they have an impressive game, and they get embarrassed. I don't know what to make of them either.
Yeah, my first note on this game was that Rodgers sucked. 16 of 31, 161 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks.
And he took a safety.
Mm-hmm.
And even he admitted after the game, he's like, "Yeah, I didn't play very well."
Vidal had a bounce back game. He had 95 yards and a touchdown. Ladd McConkey had a good game, 4 catches, 107 yards and a touchdown. Herbert, he was his usual Herbert self. 20 of 33, 220 yards and a touchdown, but he took 5 sacks.
Their offensive
line. Yeah. Well, Joe Alt's now officially done for the year, so that's pretty much.
That's
he might be the best left tackle in the league.
Chargers D, they've been looking pretty good. I saw a stat in the last 3 games they've only given up 221 yards or less. Keenan Allen caught 2 passes only, but he passed Antonio Gates for all-time receptions for the Chargers, which I thought was pretty cool. One fun stat at 2 different points in this game, I saw the Steelers were ahead 3-2 and then behind 5-3. I always love to see those NFL scores when they're like baseball games. Oh, and then the only other thing I had was Dicker the kicker kicked a 59-yarder, which set the franchise record for the Chargers.
59 yards, huh?
Yeah, you can tell they definitely doctored the balls for kickers this year because the distances I feel like this year have been just
all
insane.
These teams are breaking team
like
records.
all these
Someone hear those saying
it's
like,
not just better kickers.
like kind of mess with the balls a little bit, and they kind of get what they want.
You might not have been on, but we talked about this in one of the podcasts, and it's like, the league just gives the team like a sack of balls, and they're like, you can do whatever you want. I don't think the rules officially you can do whatever you want with them, but it's like, here's your balls. We're not going to inspect them. We don't care. Like, you can have a passing ball, you can have a running ball, you can have a kicking ball. Like, you put whatever ball you want for your offense, you can put it onto the field for a given play. So they have like kicking balls, and apparently like what they're saying is like, for the kicking balls, like they kind of take heaters to them to like loosen up the rubber more, so it's more bouncy, and they like massage it with their fingers and stuff, like try to make it real, like basically try to make it more rubbery than leathery, so it like bounces
they
off
want the leather to expand more. That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's why the kicking record is getting broken weekly now.
I was gonna say Cam Little. Well, first he hit the 70-yarder in the preseason. And then he actually broke the record, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
with a
69er.
68-yarder.
68er, okay.
It's absurd.
I want the record to be 69.
Yeah.
I remember
somebody needs to hit a 69-yarder this year.
They're like long. Everyone's like, oh, shoot. 55-yarder. He's not going to make this.
Yeah, I swear, like not even. Like, I feel like 2-3 years ago, like anything over 55, 56 was like, holy shit. But yeah, all of a sudden now these guys are bombing like 50. Yeah. Like 56 is like nothing. Like even McManus was drilling those things. Yeah. He's old.
I don't know if I like that. It takes some away from the game. Like, I don't know. It's like, we're midfield. We can kick a field goal now. It's like, you can, I guess. I don't know. It's late. I can play football.
I don't know.
Kick the fucking field goal.
Like, I can see how they obviously more scoring is better for ratings. I get that. But I feel like generally over the last 10 years, the overall like quarterback play has gotten poor. And I feel like this is an opportunity for a lot of teams that are garbage at quarterback that, they might not be, I don't know. I'm just spitballing at this point.
But they can get close enough to still score points.
Yeah. If kickers want to boot it from 70 and they can, why not?
Hey, I'll take it.
Okay, if it's a 70-yard field goal, that means the ball's on the 50? Past the 50.
No,
that's 10 yards.
No, that's they would be at the 47. 60. They would be at their own 47-yard line to be a 70-yarder.
Okay. So if you had the ball spotted on the 50 and you made the field goal, it'd be a 73-yarder.
No. So it's at 17, so it'd be a 67-yarder from midfield.
Oh, okay. So you can not even make it to your own side of the field and make a field goal currently in the NFL.
So the one that Cam Little made, which is the record, they were at the 49 because that was a 68-yarder.
Oh my! So they weren't even on their own side.
I've never seen anything like it before. Like, you literally saw them on the other side of the like logo, and it's like, what the heck are they even doing? It looked so weird. And
usually you can only do this in Madden if you cranked all the kicker stats up.
And he was probably good from 70 plus. Like, it still had distance. That was insane.
That one that he hit from 70 in the preseason probably would have been good from 72. It was nuts.
Packers should trade away the 2028 first round pick for him because we can get to midfield. Easy. We can get a field goal every fucking drive. We can get that far. It's just getting past midfield is where we really struggle.
Cam Little for the Packers would be the first NFL MVP kicker. Because the defense would just get him in field goal range pretty much every single drive.
If we held them back, all right.
We'll try to run.
All we need is 6 yards and we can get a field goal. We're good.
They can just run Josh Jacobs 3 times and they kick a field goal. And then they do that 4 or 5 times a game. The defense won't give up any more than 10 points. So they'll just win every game like 15 or 18 to like 3-6.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like kicking it that far. I want more actual football than
I want that to happen just because I want to see Roger Goodell have a fucking stroke. To see an NFL team win the Super Bowl by primarily kicking
not
field
even
goals.
one touchdown.
No, dude, all kicking 70-yard field goals and tush pushes. That's all it is.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the game plan, man.
Oh, tush push is gone after this year. Like I don't like to be a conspiracy theorist, but honestly, like I feel like the way the refs are not calling the obvious offsides, if false starts, I guess, false starts because it's on the offense. But the way they're not calling those this year is like you have to be just purposely not calling these so that the league can have a reason to ban it next year. Because I don't understand how they're missing
Sometimes
these.
they'll do that, and then they'll crack down on it really hard in the playoffs.
Maybe. It doesn't make any sense. Like I've seen false starts called on because like they're all lined up. They're stone cold, held still, and like a guy sneezes. It's like he sneezes. And it's like false start. Offensive lineman moves. Like you can see that, but you can't see a guy jump a fucking full yard offsides before the ball's even snapped. Like it does. No one can convince me that they can't see that happen. Like they have to see it happen, and they're just not calling it. They're highlighting it on all the replays.
So close to the center, and they're all like scrunched up. It is harder for them to see, but yeah, that was inexcusable. The one against the Packers. I mean, that guy was
it's not just
across.
That happens. That's like the 5th time this year that the exact same things happen, and like they highlight it on TV now, so like everyone sees it. It's like seems pretty blatant. I don't like. I'm not harping on in the Packers game. It's like it's been regular this season, and if you go back, I bet you it's been regular every season. It's like. It's weird the refs can't see that.
That reminds me of I forgot to mention it when we were talking about it, but the Minnesota Vikings got called for 8 false starts at home in the game against the Ravens. Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Like, and Minnesota is usually one of those places that's so tough to win at because of the crowd. But yeah, that just boggled my mind. 8 false starts for the Vikings at home.
Should we move on to the next show?
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everybody, and enjoy your Jameis Winston quote of the week. Goodbye.
Wouldn't wish that, just on, one of our captains or even just your worst enemy. I don't wish that on any man. And Tucker is in a better place, but again, you just gotta. Next question, please.